Okay. Okay. So yesterday we were looking at functions, modules. By now you know what do you mean by functions, right? It's a piece of reusable code. Okay. And why do we do that? Okay, instead of writing the same functionality for other programs, you can borrow those from this function. Okay, or from the class. Okay, from the class. Okay, a minute. Is it full screen, guys, for you or full screen? Okay. No, I mean, uh, what I mean to say is, uh, the font and other things are quite good. It is
Yesterday.
okay. Because no, someone said last time the texts are very uh, small. Okay, they are not able to see that. So that's the reason I'm asking that question. Okay. Anyway, so yesterday we were talking about function modules, right? I gave some classic examples on vehicle, two-wheeler, four-wheeler. Okay. So what you see is, I mean, the basic difference here is you can borrow some of the functionality from the same class. Okay, for different class. Say, for example, you have class A vehicle, class B vehicle, and you want to borrow some functionality for applying brake, start, then a clutch, and then brake. Okay, these are all common from vehicle to vehicle, right? And even I gave you one classic example is mobile phones. Okay, so mobile phone is your class, and under that you have two objects. One is iOS, Android. Okay, and under iOS you have iPhone, and on Android we took an example of Samsung, some model, right? So what are the functions in mobile phones that we come across? One is login. First is you unlock and then you get into that and then you will launch your application and you'll watch your you will see your messages and all that, right? If there is a call, what you'll do is you'll pick a call and you cut a call, right? So these are all same, though it is iOS or Android, the functionality is same. So if you write the code, one code uh, for taking calls, making calls, uh, closing the call, right? So you can use that functionality, whatever mobile phones you are, the application you are building for different mobile phones. Okay. So tomorrow you have Huawei or Oppo, right? So you are given a task to write a functionality for taking calls and making calls. What you'll do is you have already written for iPhone and Samsung. You'll borrow the code from there and you will reuse. Okay. So that is where I'm coming to. The function is a reusable block of code and it performs specific task. The second option is code reusability. And third one is dividing. Okay, dividing your large program into a smaller chunk so that it can be manageable. And whenever there is uh, a bug in your code, right, it is easy to debug. If you have, yesterday I gave a classic example of construction site, right? Construction site, why do they build different blocks? Okay, so that's an easy way so that if there is any issue with one block, they can uh, uh, make that entire service down uh, for that building, and then they can continue to work and fix it. And the other will be in operations. Okay, even if you see in enterprise organization, we don't have one server. Okay, if we have one server, if it goes down, that's it, you will not able to log in, you cannot connect to VPN and all that. So that is the reason we have created a cluster of servers. Okay, cluster is a group of servers, okay, in different geographical location. So if one server goes down, the other will be available to provide the service. Okay, see, all these terminologies were taken from a real-time examples. Okay, so yeah, same thing, we did this. Okay, I think I'll go to my sheet actually. Where is my sheet? This one. Okay, so these are the three options. Okay, Python functions: reusable, reusability, and dividing large programs into a smaller chunks. Okay, now functions, there are two types. One is inbuilt and user defined. Inbuilt is something the Python um, uh, I mean vendor, whoever is managing that, it's a open source. Okay, it's a open community where a lot of developers participate and write code and contribute. Okay, so one is built-in function that is written by Python org, right? We don't define print. You have to write same thing like this. You cannot write PRIN capital T. No, it will not work. It will throw an error. Okay, so this is what they have defined. Okay, so these are built-in function. You have to use all in the same manner. Okay, and user defined is something that you are creating those functions and you are making those use. Okay, for example, yesterday we created a calculator, right? So that is a user defined, and you can call wherever there is a requirement for calculation or something you are doing a calculation. Okay, you can make use of those functions. User defined is something you are defining. For example, in a car. Okay, in a car, you bought a new car. Okay, it will have default. It will have a default functionality: start, move, then apply gear. Okay, change gear, and apply brake or clutch, whatever. Okay, so these are the some of the functionality you have. Okay, but now what you'll do is you will add one more functionality. Okay, for example, if you heard about CNG. Okay, CNG cars, right? What they do is, though your car is petrol car, okay, you can add a CNG gas because that is very cheap, right? 60 rupees kg or liter. I don't know whether it's a liter or kg, but what they will do is, like a gas cylinder, they will mount one cylinder in the dicky. Okay, and then they will connect that to engine through proper channel. So what happens is, whenever you want to uh, make use of, you can save on petrol, and it will also gives you a good, one cylinder will give you almost like 500. So the same thing now we have battery cars, right? Uh, if you have battery plus petrol or diesel, I don't know, but petrol, battery plus petrol, we call it as a hybrid, right? Hybrid car. Okay, now if you are adding some features, right? Okay, then we called it as user defined function. You are adding uh, a default petrol. Petrol is already there, but you are adding CNG. Okay, the another mode of starting your car and making use of to save petrol and give a good experience, right? Okay, so these are the basic functionality between sorry functions, the types of functions built in and user defined. We have already seen function with parameters. Parameter is something within bracket you are adding something, and that is called parameter. This is a parameter guest. Okay, you can pass numeric, categorical, non-numeric data as well. Okay, written multiple. Okay, so earlier we have seen there is only one parameter we are passing. A name is equal to guest. I'll make it bigger. Okay, name is equal to guest, and we are giving a default greeting whoever joins. Okay, even if you have seen noticed, when you browse to any new site, right? So you might have seen that there is a bot nowadays, right? When you say hi, it will greet you, right? Whoever logs in for the first time, right, or to that site, he will take some question and he will respond on behalf of that website, and also it will take your inquiry and it will take your email address, and what it will say is, I will investigate about your requirement, and then we will send a detailed email to your registered email or whatever the email you have shared with me, right? So now what is that happening? Okay, it is taking a parameter. Okay, that is called bot parameters. Okay, it takes a parameter and you can send a greeting notes to whoever visit your website. Okay, even if you see first time when you log into your Gmail, it says welcome so and so name, and then you will click on your inbox and then you will read your email, right? So similarly, the whatever the default message you see there, it's a function with parameter. Okay, even that is a function. Google has written the function, okay, to give a greetings whoever logs in to that site. Okay, so modules. Now, what is modules? Okay, so it's a file containing a Python code. It's just a file that contains a Python code. It could be a function, class, or variable. Okay, it could be anything. You are writing something and you are making use of it. And whatever the Python default function that we just discussed, these like print, length, and type. Okay, these are also predefined. Okay, these are also created by someone. Okay, these are created by a community because this Python doesn't belong to one company, right? So like if you ask me PowerShell, okay, PowerShell is part of Microsoft development activity, right? So PowerShell belongs to Microsoft, same as Shell or Apple script belongs to Apple company, right? So they have their proprietary scripting language, right? Now, what about Python? Python, we call it as open source because anybody can contribute. If you are a good programmer or good coder, okay, and if you see some bug or if you need some, you want to create some enhancement, you can definitely. And how do these program they write it? Okay, it could be in C, C++, or some other language. Okay, so you can create your own functionality and then you can share it with Python org, and after it gets validated by a community leads or whoever wants to validate that, because whatever the code you are sharing, right, they will validate. They just cannot add that in their uh, what is it called distribution files, right? They need to validate whether it is working, what, and you need to give a documentation what your function does. Now let's talk about modules. Modules easy to use code access in multiple programs, same thing. Okay, code reusability, and we will write small modules so that you can organize it properly. When there is some issue, you can debug which one is causing, and then you can go directly there and you can go fix it. Okay, and to reduce duplication. Okay, you can use function, class, and variable. Okay, class we have next. I'll discuss this in the upcoming classes. Class. Okay, so this is one example. Yesterday I gave you using a built-in module which is import math. Math is an inbuilt. Okay, we have I didn't create this. It was created by Python org. Okay, and I'm making use of square root function. So whenever I'm talking about the brackets, it's called a function. Okay, how do I call it? I can call that math dot square root, or I can create a alias. Okay, for example, if I'll just create a duplicate. Okay, so you see here, there is the option to create a duplicate. Just click on it. It will create same copy paste. Okay, I'll create a alias. Okay, first one, if I run 25, right, I'll make it 75. What is square root of 75? It is 8.660. Okay, now I'll create a alias. I'll run the same thing. I'll say alias of empty. Okay, short form. Okay, import math as empty. I can say here empty. Instead of math, I can say empty because I'm using the alias. Okay, of square root 75. I'll write the same thing and I'll see. Let's see if we are getting the same result. See 8.66. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to use only in math. Okay, you can use the alias as empty and empty dot square root. Okay, if you want to run one more, I can say empty dot. Okay, you can take the square root bracket. You can write 3-digit number 239. Okay, we see the square root is 15.3. Okay, you don't have to write it in print, guys. Okay, so this is just for your fi. Okay, you can directly write empty dot square root also, you'll get it. But if you want to give some message here, how do you do that? You cannot do that, right? You have to use the print. Print in quotation, I'll say s square root of, okay, some number. Okay, I'll say 888, comma, I can say empty dot sq square root. I can add this number 888 and then I'll run it. Okay, so you'll get this message here. If you need message something like, use the print. If you want to just display number, fine. Okay, clear guys? Understood so far?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So print is optional. Okay, so if you want to write, give a nice heading for your result, side heading, you can use this. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, now yesterday we were doing this is a inbuilt function. Okay, so whatever we are using, it's a inbuilt, something which is inbuilt. Okay, if you see your uh, this thing, I mean, when you get into apartment, right, you have a lift, right? So that's a inbuilt. Okay, and you have stairs also, right? You have stairs also, right? So what happens is, if you want, you will do, what you'll do is you'll walk, you'll climb up. Okay, or if your I mean, if your flat is somewhere in fifth or fourth floor and you don't want to walk or climb stairs, what you'll do, you will get into lift, right? You'll just press the button, it will come down and you, it will take you up. Okay, these are all inbuilt function of a apartment where you will see, okay, like parking, right? Inbuilt function. Okay, but if I ask you for your kids, okay, in apartment there is no playing area, what you'll do is you'll discuss with your community there, and you will discuss and say, hey, we need a playground for kids. We don't have any space, so we need to plan something so that they can also enjoy. Right. So what you'll do is they will create something and they'll give some space, allocate, and this is the dedicated area for your kids where they can come along and play. Right. So now I'm just uh, relating this. What is this called? Uh, a user defined module. Okay, user defined is something you will create and you will get make use of that. Okay, so I will write here user defined modules. Okay, now in user defined modules, so you might have I mean, we I explained about the built-in module. Okay, built-in module you guys are familiar now. Okay, and also alias. Okay, so if you use as, okay, import is the keyword that you will use to import that module. Okay, import is the keyword that you will use. Now we'll see at creating a user defined module. Creating a user defined module. Okay, so I'll first, what I'll do is I'll create a calculator. Okay, now how do I do that? Okay, I need to create a Python file. Okay, right now we are working in what is this called, Jupyter Notebook, right? So Jupyter Notebook extension is .ipnby, sorry, integrated Python. Py stands for Python and NB stands for notebook, right? IPython notebook. Okay, but we need to create our modules in Py extension, which is Python file native. So how do we do that? I'll write down the steps here. Okay. First, we'll create a Python file extension, okay, with some logic, and I'm going to use that function using the import keyword. Okay. So let me change this to X. Okay. 1 minute. It's coming in bad shape. 1 minute. Two. I'll close the. Okay. And here I will use list like a bullet points. Okay. Something like this, and it looks good. Okay. For presentation. So first we need to create a file. Okay. Right now, if you see this file extension will be somewhere IPYNB. Okay. Now what I'll do is we have to create a new Python file. Okay. With the extension py. So what you do is you get back to your Jupyter notebook home page. This is our home page. Okay. This is our home page. You go to new. Okay. And you have something called new file. Okay. You click on it. Okay. And then I I will change the extension py, and I'll name this as what I want to do. I will change this calculator. CAL calculator. Okay. Now you see this has turned into a Python icon. If you see here, this has turned into a Python icon. Okay. If you see the Python logo, if you go to Google, okay. So this is how it should turn. Okay. Python. This is the Anaconda Python logo. Okay. Now you see this has turned into Python. I'll double click on it to open that file. It will open here only. Okay. Now here we'll write our code. So this is called calculator.py. Okay. So the first line that you see is a comment. Okay. Hash is a comment. Okay. So first I'll define a function def. You know the syntax. Define function name. I want to use something called add. In calculator, what are the operations that you can do? Add, subtract, multiply, divide, and all that you can do, right? So I'm adding, okay, and then I want to pass two parameter x and y, okay, and after this a colon, then I'll say return. Okay, you will not use print. Okay, print means it will not print. You need to use the return keyword. Return x plus y. If you see here, we have used add here. So this is my first function. Second function, okay, df multiply, okay, multiply x comma y, okay, colon, then I'll say return x multiply sign is this by y. I'll write one more. subtract. Okay, x and y colon, I'll return x minus y. Okay, these are the three functions I will perform. Okay, now I'll save it. How do I save? Go to file, save Python file. Okay, done. If you see this file, 2 seconds, and this is 119 byte. Okay, file size. Okay, this one. Now getting back to our module here. Okay, creating a module, and then we're gonna use that. This we have created already, right? And then 1 minute, 1 minute. It's called calculator.py. Okay, so this is done. Now we will call this the one which I just created. It's a user defined modules. Okay, now I'm gonna use that. Okay, so what is the keyword I have to use? Import. And what is the file name we saved here? Calculator.py. Correct. So I'll say calculator. You have to just make sure the name should be correct. Okay, calculator, calculator. Okay, now I'll run this. Let's see. Okay, I'm not getting any issue. Okay, so it is working. If I say calculators yes, okay, it will say no module named calculator. You will see definitely. Okay, you have to just make sure you are writing a spelling correct. This is done. First line. Now I want to do some more property. Sorry, operation. I'll say print. Now you will see the magic cal. Okay. Now you see it is coming here. My module which I have created. Calculator dot. If I press again, you see add, multiply, subtract, which we have written here. Add, multiply, subtract. Okay. Now I'll add. Okay. Now add what are the two values x and y if you remember, right? So I'll add two numbers. I'll say uh, 20 comma 10. Okay, this is my addition. Now I will print again. I'll use calculator dot multiply 20 comma 10. Okay, you can change different numbers also, guys. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to say, but this is just for understanding purpose. Calculator dot what was the other function? Subtract, right? So if you're not getting this one, you just type dot and then you press the tab on your uh, this thing, and then you should be seeing subtract, and that's a function. Okay, so I want to subtract from 20 comma 10. Okay, now we'll print this. Okay, so first result is addition. Okay, I want to make some reporting, not some message I want to add. Okay, okay, I'll just copy. This one is multiplication. Okay, third one is subtraction. Okay, now I'll run the same thing. You'll see something like this. Addition result is 30. multiplication. I have multiplication. P-L-I-C-A-T-I-O-N. Okay. The multiplication result is 200, and 20 times 100 is 200. Subtraction 20 minus 10 is 10. Okay. So this is our calculator. Now this is a user defined. I created a function called calculator.py, a module, sorry, module, not py. And then when I run this, save it, okay, it will be saved in the memory, and then you can make use of it. You can write 100 this thing function, okay. What is the other one you want to give? Multiplication, subtraction, anything you want to add, you can add it. So, clear? Uh, yes, here we have only x, y, z, right? You can say z. For addition, yes. So for addition, we have x, y, z, three numbers. Okay. So first one is 20, comma 30. Okay. So it will take only two positional argument, but three were given. Okay. It will not take only two. It will take. Okay. It's all case by case, guys. Okay. Okay. No, no, no. Sorry. One minute. See. Okay. Here I have to make that change. If I run this, import, add takes two positional argument, but three were given. That is correct. And 30 only. Yeah, it will take only two parameter, guys. Okay, but I'll show you there is another one where it will take multiple. Okay, depends on the, say we have data types. Here. Okay, so you'll use something called list where it will take more than two. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Okay, so we are coming to that in the next chapters. Okay, then we'll learn, like for your question, Saib, your question was, can we add more than two parameters? Yes, you can, but you have to use a different data structure. Okay, so we have that in the upcoming classes: list, tuple, sets, and dictionary. We'll go through it, and then you will get a fair idea about how we are using all these things in our day-to-day operations. Okay, that is there, it is doable, but you need to do it differently. Okay, so this is just an example. Okay, see now whatever we are doing here, right, you are making use of that module here, right? So these are all system defined modules, import OS. Okay, and other thing is like we use the import pandas as PD. Okay, I'm using the short form as PD. Okay, I can say PD dot read. Okay, now you see, for example, for example, uh, okay, I'll go to some data set. sign in Google. I want to show you some different ways that you can see. Also, guys, you have to create an account with Kaggle. Okay, you have a large data set here. Okay, for different domains. So you'll be using all these things. Okay, let's say Netflix. Okay, Netflix is very famous data set for learning, guys. Okay, Mm, so you here see, I wanted gold. Gold is top means the data is clean and properly utilized. Okay, we can use this. Any one you click, whichever is in gold. Okay, and now you see here, this is a data that we have. You can download here. Click on download. So it is downloading. I'll go to folder. I will extract in the same location. I have Netflix dot titles. Let me open that Excel. Okay, now this is my data set. Okay, so how many records I have? Uh, I have 8,000 records. Okay, 8,808 records. Okay, now if you have a less records like 10,000, 20,000, what you do is simply you select the entire sheet, right click, copy. Now when you say copy, where it is getting stored is in your clipboard. Okay, clipboard is a feature in Windows where Windows will temporarily keep that data there till you restart your PC. Okay, now I want to read the file that is there in my clipboard. Okay, I'll say dot read clipboard function. Okay, you don't have to pass any parameter here. Okay, you don't have to pass any parameter, and I'm gonna store it in some variable called df. Okay, df stands for data frame. Okay, just an example, I'll run this. Okay, done. Now how do we I know whether I have that data set which I copied in Excel? I'll say df dot head. Okay, to see the data set. See, whatever I copied, boom, I have it in my Python. See, I'm telling Python is very powerful language. Very powerful. You can do a lot of things. If I want to see info, okay, info gives you the complete data description about your data. Okay, it's called data dictionary. Now, these are the columns. Okay, and how many rows we have? 8,807. The starting point starts with 0. Okay, so you have to always remember in Python the starting point index starts from 0 to 7. We know 8807 is there in the initial records if you see here. Okay, so it will start from 0, so it will show, and these are the columns. Okay, and you see if all the data are intact, okay, you should not miss any rows. Okay, now you see here director, there is something called director. It has only 6,000 rows. Okay, that means some data is missing. Simple. Cast, if there is no data missing, all rows should show 8807. And what is the object? Data type. Okay, object is nothing but categorical. int means integer, release date, you know, date and time frame. So your data is in this format. Okay, this is just for an example, don't worry. And how much memory it is showing, using in your this thing is this. Okay, you can do a lot of computational this thing if you want to see the statistics of this data. Okay, so right now if you see statistics, formulae, mean, mode, median, theorem of this thing will work only on the numeric data. Now, which one is the numeric data here? Integer. Okay, I can say describe. Okay, it will show only the numeric data that is released here. Okay, we'll come to that statistics also. Okay, now what is the percentage and all you will see here. Okay, if you want to a different view you want, you can say transpose. Dot T means transpose. Okay, something like this. Then you can cut this and then you can paste it in your PPT and you can present it. Okay, or you can present it here also. Okay, you have a presentation modules here. Okay, so don't worry about this. See, this is the pandas is something inbuilt. I'm using it. Okay, so I'll delete this. You can do a lot of magic, guys, with Python. Believe me, if you learn properly, you can learn a lot of things with data, especially with data. Okay, now what we're going to do is, so 1 minute, I'll go to the PPT and see.
Then I
Define.
just have a very basic doubt.
Uh,
See, when we have so many better versions to present the data, why would I why would I probably choose from like you were telling me now, telling us right now, right, to take a screenshot and probably they add it in the presentation. But I would say we have so many other ways how we can represent data. Uh,
Give me
why
example.
like for example, a very simple data. If you want to present it. Probably from a G sheet also we can take screenshots, right? I mean, there it is
Yeah,
more.
yeah, you can take it. You can very well take it there also. Okay, it says internal server error in the convert field. Maybe some modules are not installed. I mean, packages are not installed. Web PDF conversion. Web PDF to enable. Please install NB convert web PDF. Okay. Okay. So you learn all these things. You need to restart the kernel to update the things being collected, successfully installed. Restart my kernel. Okay. Whenever you see this restart kernel means you not to restart your PC, only the kernel. So this is the icon that you see, restart the kernel, so that it will refresh and it will pick up all those things, new packages that we just installed. Okay. So we'll learn all this PIP. What is this PIP? Python installation packager. Okay. I'll come that as we go along. Okay. But for data, I mean, you will love it. I'm telling you, when you have some data where you want to do some temporary analysis, just copy this, boom, you have all the data, and then you can make use of all those things. Okay, and there are some predefined libraries also there where you can do some automation. Okay, automation in the sense you don't have to do anything. Okay, the Python will do everything. It will analyze your data, it will give the inference about your data, and it will give you the heat map, a chart, and other a bar chart, whatever depends on the data, what kind of data you have. If it is categorical, it will give you categorical also, it will count and it will give you the result. Okay, 1 minute. I think that's pretty much for today's. So I'll just add this summary here. So is that clear, guys? I mean, are you able to observe whatever we learned yesterday and today? Okay. Okay. So this is our summary. Function, okay, defines reusable block of code. With parameter, you can pass parameter like within the bracket two values, okay, numeric or whatever. Okay, if you want to add two names like first name, last name, you can do that as well. Then you have import math example which I gave you, or pandas, the example just now you saw. Okay, And then custom modules is something you will create as a user defined modules, and then you can use for reusable logic. Okay. And then you have, what is the keyword you will use? Import. Okay. From import also you can say, from math import square root. You can use this one also. Okay. There are different ways. See, don't get confused with all these things. Okay. As you practice, I'm telling you, if you devote only 1 hour per day, I'm telling you, you'll become expert. Okay. I mean, whatever I'm teaching, I mean, you can learn more than that with your interest and referring some knowledge base. Okay. Documentation. The best way is go to Kaggle. I'm again telling, create an account in Kaggle. This is very important, guys. Okay. If you don't have, if you have time today, create. If not, tomorrow, just go to kaggle.com and create an account. Something here. Okay, you will find here login or register, and then create a Gmail account. Okay, and keep it ready. Okay, and the other one is GitHub. Okay, so GitHub, you will use it for repository. GitHub. Okay, you sign up and then you create account. If you don't have, if you have, leave it. Okay, so if you have, that's okay. You can log in. I have my account. Let me see. No, yeah, I have. Okay, you see here, all my repositories are there. Okay, for example, the first one, data pathway. Okay, so I have some training and consulting. Okay, so let me go back, data science. Okay, now you see, I have some of the packages here. Okay, how to use Jupyter Notebook. Okay, Airbyte. What is Airbyte? Okay, you have all those things. Okay, start using all these developer. 1 minute, did I close it? How to reopen the closed one? Okay, anyway, but you create your account in GitHub and Kaggle. Okay, so this is very famous for data sets. You have, so we're gonna pick up some data sets and we'll be doing analysis. Okay, you have a lot of data sets. Okay, if I say telecom, see telecom churn data. Okay, why customer leave one telecom ISP and join? So you have that data. Okay, now whatever you see here. Okay, now this one. Okay, so first column name is state. It is a string. Okay, second one is length, integer. This is called data dictionary. Okay, so whenever for example, you are a data scientist, assume, in your organization, and someone is passing on the data and asking you to do the analysis. What, as a data scientist, you will do is, you will ask, boss, I want a data dictionary to understand. Okay, so we'll learn all those practices. Okay, one by one. String, integer, double. Okay, you need to just brush up all your mathematics, whatever you have learned. Okay, believe me, it's not that hard. Okay, everything is automated, so you need to know which function to use, what to use, and when to use, and boom, you have all your results. Okay, you are automated also. I'll not teach the automated now, because if you learn that, you will not practice at all. Okay, you'll just use the um, uh, uh, what do you call, the automated way, and then you will start forgetting whatever you are learning. Okay, because see, company to company depends, guys. I'm telling you, whenever you go for any interviews and other things, right, so they will ask all this basics only. They'll ask you to see, they'll judge you whether you know or don't. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm preparing this SQL also, because next module after Python, we have SQL. So I was just creating that SQL or Postgres. I'm just checking the database, whether it is created or not. Okay. And then I'll was keeping the environment ready. Okay. So clear, guys. So whatever you see here, right? So this is all automated way. And even here also you have a Jupyter notebook. Okay, if you have account, you click here, you have a first option is notebook. Okay, import notebook is something, the one which we created and you want to import, you can import it here also. So for example, if I create notebook, so this is my notebook. Okay, it is loading. Okay, so you have code and markdown. We do the same thing here, right? I do a code and markdown, same thing. See, interface is different, guys. Okay, this is just for your practice. If you want to use, you can say as PD. Okay, and here in our case we have top right. Here also you have a place sign. So execute cell, you click on it, it moves because this is a free, right? It takes some time, guys. That's the reason I was I mean, I'm practicing here because it will be very faster than your online, because it's a free account. You see, it's still going on. For one simple line it is taking some time. See, cell execution in progress or something. Now it's done. Okay, that is the reason why I asked you guys to install locally and use it. Okay, if you have a paid subscription, it will be quick, fast. Okay, same thing you can do here. So now I have pd dot. Okay, pd dot. You have all these things. See, drop down pd dot. I want to read underscore csv file. Okay, what is the file I want to use? Say for example, if it is there, I'll say Netflix. Just an example. I don't know whether it will work or not. Sorry, here I have to get the epd dot name is not defined. Is e okay? That's fine, guys. We'll figure it out later. Okay, but what we have to, okay, what is the time? We are on top of the hour, 9:31. Okay, so I'll not bore you. So create an account. Okay, slowly you will learn this also. And whenever you don't have your this thing Jupyter notebook, you create and upload whatever the learnings you have under your account. I'll show you how, and you can still practice here also. Okay, slowly, small functionality. If you learn right, it will give you a good hands-on. Okay, so create account by this Saturday or Sunday weekend. From next week, we're going to use a data sets from here only. So you should be ready. Okay. This is code learn. You have a learn also here. Okay. Introducing to programming, machine learning, everything you have. See pandas. So getting and reading. How do you read a file in pandas? You have all the help files. You see import pandas as PD, and this is a data frame. Okay, and then this is a data frame, how it comes like. Okay, data frame is nothing but anything that is in the form of rows and columns. We called it in data science language data frame. Okay, frame, it's a frame where you have rows and columns. Okay, so all these examples, see, they have given you examples here. And copy cell head, where is he reading? You have to write something like this. Okay, something wine is equal to, you have to give input wine review blah 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 CSV, then it will work. So if you just type this wine mag hyphen data hyphen 130k blah 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 dot CSV, it will not work. You need to give the path. Okay, so you have some naming convention here that you have to look at to understand how to read the data within this cloud instance. Whatever now you are working, this is a cloud instance. Okay, it's free, you don't have to pay, but this is good for learning. Okay, don't stick with one domain. Okay, explore all these domains, just play around. See, even you will find some of them are solved. For example, Netflix only I'll take it. Okay. Now this one. Okay. This is gold. This is gold. First one I'll create. Okay. Now this is some usage license. They will write. Okay. You should not expose somewhere else. They will say. Okay. Just for learning purpose. Okay. Now if you go here, code. Okay. Okay. See, these are the people who has worked on the data set and they have fixed. I mean, they ran and they worked on that data. Okay. So, for example, uh, there is no rating here. The 19 something, 19 people use this data. Okay. So whoever this guy is, like starter something. Okay. So I'll click on it. Okay. Now see, he is using the all these libraries. Okay. So basically, he's using some what do you call modeling here. Okay. We'll go with the basic. It is throwing an error. See, whatever he has compiled, it is throwing. It is not working. So whenever you see something, it is not working. That's okay. But I want to give you a overview of this, and you have models also. Gamma, gamma, Gwen. Okay, you will learn all these things slowly after spending some more time on it. Okay. So now don't get into it. Okay, basics, learn, and then make use of it. I'll tell you how to do that. I use on daily day-to-day basis. In office also, I'll pick up some of the code from here. Instead of writing, I'll just go pick it up. If you know which code you have to pick, then you can pick it and make use of it. Okay. So this is about this, and 1 minute, I'll share this file with you guys. Okay, 1 minute. Where is evening batch document? Okay, what is it called? Uh, it should be called control flow module and Python. Okay, this is the one. Okay, this is your practice. You can do it tomorrow, okay, or on weekend, or Friday. Friday anyway we don't have class, right? Friday is a practice day for you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is days will have a theory and practical, and Friday is your happy hours where you have to do some hands-on and learn by practicing. Okay, so I've shared with you. If you guys have any doubt, tomorrow what we'll do is, tomorrow is Thursday, right? So tomorrow we have what we have, function modules done. So tomorrow I'll just go through it on these 6 concepts. Okay, theory. OOPS concepts. We call it as OOPS concept, object-oriented programming concepts. Okay, polymorphism, inheritance, abstract, encapsulation, iterators. Okay, in interviews they'll ask you about this only. What is polymorphism? Okay, inheritance. How you will implement? What is the use case? Okay, if you know the theory, more than enough. Okay. Based on this, we write our program. Same thing. You create one uh, sorry, you create some addition, subtraction, multiplication, and you are using that functionality in other program also, other class program. So it's called inheritance. Okay. Anyway, tomorrow we have this. So I don't have anything. So I'll do one thing. I'll add some concept. Okay, and then we'll head towards importing and using modules. Okay, importing, how to use import function, we just saw, right? But there are different ways that you can use. These are all very basics, baby steps, and then we'll head into data structure from next week. These are very, don't miss this at least. Okay, and I've also added a video link here at the bottom. You can see, just copy paste it in your browser, go to the YouTube, and uh, uh, you can follow that video also whenever you get time. Okay, just a reference. uh, for data structure. Okay, so they'll for freshers and all they'll ask all these questions only. Okay, what is data structure? So what are the type of data structure available in Python? Four: list, tuple, set, and dictionary. What is the difference? You have all this description. One is mutable, another one is immutable. Okay, immutable means you cannot change the data once you declare. For example, you declare your phone number, right? One time. Okay, again you cannot go and change it. Okay, or you add your Aadhaar number, and later on you miss out that the last two numbers are incorrect and you want to change, that will be long. You cannot change that. Similarly, immutable means you cannot change it once you declare your data. Okay. Chalo guys, we'll take leave now. Tomorrow we'll meet at sharp 8:30. So join on time, guys. Okay, 8:30. I see I have to wait for some people, right? So if you can join on time, that's fine. Even if you have some work, that's okay. But just let me know if you're joining 5-10 minutes so that I can brush up the previous day class. Meanwhile, when you join, all of you, then we can get going with the current or latest topic that I am covering on that day. Okay.